is Emily with you this month for Technique Tuesday, and we are focusing on creating our own background. So I'm using the color wheel here to get 4 pretty colors to create my own background. I have an A2 card base here from Emily Moore Designs with Heart paper pad, and I'm just using some washi that I had from Spellbinders from my Better Press to create a pattern for my background here, and I'm just going to use these 4 inks. I'm going to create a holiday card, but I really wanted to use this pretty blue and the purple, the spiced, and yellow, and I really wanted to do non-traditional holiday type cards. So here I have Bay Breeze, and I didn't have enough washi to cover my whole paper, so I'm just going to take some off as I go and then put it on the remainder of my paper. I did want to do the entire piece of paper, so this is in A2 card base, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, and you could of course just do the front panel, which would be 5.5 by 4.25, but I just wanted to have the whole card, so the front and back would both have the design on it, just like you would a patterned piece of paper. So just finishing up with that Bay Breeze. That's looking pretty good. I like it a lot, and a little bit of my paper did rip when doing this, so I grabbed a different washi tape that's a little bit less sticky, and I'm actually going over the blue lines on this part here, and I'm going to start with some shea butter here with some yellow, and just making sure I don't go over my washi tape, and I'm going to do every other line on this one. So I'm not measuring or anything, so here I'm just kind of skipping over and making note of like which counting the yellow and then blank, yellow, blank. So, and then in between those, I do want to add in some sugared lavender here. So I'm just readjusting my washi tape to make sure the lines are all straight, because again, I didn't measure or anything. I just kind of eyeballed it. I just wanted to create a kind of plaid type inspired background, and I didn't want to get too technical with it because I knew either way, anyway, it would turn out good anyway. So these stripes are looking really cool, and so now I'm going to go the opposite way to create more of that plaid sort of effect. And for this one, I made a lot skinnier lines, and I'm just going to use some spiced, which is a nice deep brown. All the inks I'm using are from Catherine Pooler, and I went through on the color wheel that Catherine Pooler provides, and you're able to kind of line up which colors go well together. So I knew this would be a nice color scheme. So it looks good, and I do have a couple of lines there that got ripped up a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to be able to cover them up. So now I have some cherry tape, and this is the smallest, so this is the 1/8 of an inch cherry tape, and this is one of my favorite techniques to do. So I'm just going through right next to that skinny line and just putting that cherry tape down, and then I'm going to trim the edges, because with the cherry tape we're not going to obviously take it off, we're just going to peel that backing off. And once I have this backing peeled off, I'm going to grab some glitter. So I'm just pouring some glitter over my cherry tape, and this is just going to add a little bit more of a shine element to my background other than just that ink. So I'm just going through each piece here. I did one half at a time. And here I'm just folding my A2 card base in half. So that looks awesome. I'm just going to actually use that piece for the front of my card. And here I have this cute little die set from Catherine Pooler, and it's called Holly Jolly. So it has these really cute words, the Holly Jolly, but I cut out the background. It has 2 dies in it. So the background one I cut out was some vellum. And then here I'm just using sugared lavender, the same I used on my background, and I put it on a little bit of white cardstock, and look how pretty that turned out. It's actually like a shimmer cardstock, so it made it even prettier. So now I'm just kind of positioning, so now you can tell with that vellum, it's just going to cover up that little rip on my paper, so no big deal with that. I'm just going on some glue with my Holly Jolly word onto my vellum, and that looks really pretty. I just love how that purple turned out. And I noticed my vellum was curling a little, so I cut out a second piece of vellum in the same Holly Jolly base, the back of it. And I'm using some cherry tape, because cherry tape, you really can't see it through the vellum. I've noticed, I think it works really well for this, and it's going to kind of flatten it out and make it a little bit thicker, sturdier, more straight. So you can see here how nice and sturdy that is now. It looks great. And I'm just going to, this is a really simple card. I'm just going to adhere this onto the front. Simple, but it took a while to do the background, right? But something that you could say to someone like, oh, I did that background, and they'd be like, what? No way. So super impressive, really fun. We got the whole back done also, Holly Jolly, and that's a really nice Christmas card with some non-traditional colors. And And we have the, what we used today was the sugared lavender and shea butter, spiced, and then of course that beautiful blue, the Bay Breeze. That's how you can create your own background with some ink. Thanks for watching.